It's January 15th, 2017. We're in Arlington, Texas for a divisional round showdown between the Green Bay Packers and hometown Cowboys. Tied at 31, with the clock set to hit triple zeros, this field goal could determine who advances to the conference championship, deciding the fate of two historic franchises headed down different paths. But before we watch this kick, it's essential to understand how we got to this moment and meet the folks that got us here. To do that, let's rewind. Setting up for a last-second field goal with an opportunity to inch one step closer to the Super Bowl is a phenomenal position to be in. It's nothing new for Green Bay, but they keep taking the scenic route filled with potholes to get here. Since the beginning of the decade, the Packers have been the NFL's cockroach, refusing to die when things look bleak. Even in their championship 2010 season, Green Bay crawled to the final wildcard spot, which led to an incredible postseason run on the road before squirming off with the trophy. You would think having arguably the best QB in the league would be a free pass to success, but shit happens. Between random injuries, poor defensive play, and weird starts to a season, Green Bay managed to hold on to an impressive playoff streak through it all. Of course, with Aaron at quarterback, Green Bay typically entered each season with title hopes, and 2016 was no different. Except, no one expected them to fall flat on their face midway through the year. After starting 4-2, the Pack took 4 straight losses to the chin as the defense played atrocious. Green Bay media members thought the season went off the rails and the playoffs seemed doubtful. Despite the losing streak, Rodgers remained cocky as ever and believed they could run the table to make the postseason. With 6 games remaining and the final 3 all-divisional matchups, Green Bay had to meet their optimistic quarterback's prediction to keep their postseason streak alive, and that's exactly what happened. Rodgers backed up his talk, putting up amazing numbers as Green Bay slimed away with the division in typical fashion, highlighted perfectly by a late-game winning drive over the Bears in Week 15. Experts changed their tone and believed opposing teams should be petrified to play this red-hot version of Green Bay in the postseason. After smoking the Giants in the first round, then coming into this matchup against Dallas and dominating early, journalists were one half away from being spot on. Green Bay started off the third quarter with an imposing drive that ended with a tutty, giving them a commanding 15-point lead. More impressively, Green Bay's inconsistent defense kept Dallas in check. Halfway through the third quarter, with Dallas in Green Bay territory, cornerback Micah Hyde read this play perfectly and killed any Cowboys momentum with this pick. Near midfield after the return, any points from Green Bay would have made a comeback nearly impossible. But if you take a peek at the scoreboard, that's clearly not the case. Which honestly, isn't that surprising considering how often these teams have found each other in tense situations. Green Bay and Dallas are 2 of the more storied franchises in NFL history. In the late 1960s, the franchises squared off in consecutive NFL championships, with Green Bay claiming both wins in dramatic fashion. The 1967 matchup, famously dubbed the Ice Bowl, saw legendary Packers quarterback Bart Starr smash in the late-game QB sneak for the win. While Green Bay had the upper hand in the days when coaches proudly rocked fedoras, the 90s belonged to Dallas. The Cowboys owned the Packers in the postseason in a period where Dallas reached dynasty status. It's a rivalry that spans decades, but most recently, the Packers regained control. In the 2014 playoffs, the teams faced off in a tightly contested divisional round matchup, notorious for a controversial call, where a fourth-quarter catch from Cowboys receiver Dez Bryant that would have set them up a yard away from a fourth-quarter lead was overturned. So these type of moments are the norm whenever these teams meet in the postseason. The Cowboys still have players from that 2014 team looking for revenge tonight, but Dallas made it this far thanks to a surprising rookie that wasn't even expected to touch the field. Since their victory over Green Bay in January 1996, the Cowboys failed to reach another conference championship, with the Dez catch representing the latest haymaker in a series of gut-punching playoff blows. Dallas looked to fight back after that rough punch, but it's kinda difficult to do so without a quarterback. Starting QB Tony Romo got hurt early in the 2015 season, playing just 4 games, and without him, Dallas only won once. That stinker of a season led the Cowboys to the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft. Although Dallas rarely prioritized drafting a QB, with Romo's health concerns and no true succession plan in place, it was time to find their future signal caller. With the 4th overall pick, Dallas wasn't able to snag the top prospects, leading them to draft running back Ezekiel Elliott, but it was all part of their plan. Owner Jerry Jones had eyed Memphis quarterback Paxton Lynch, willing to swing a trade, but unfortunately, their offer wasn't strong enough, leaving Jerry devastated.
So I can't imagine how the old geezer felt going 0 for 2, missing out on another QB they wanted later in the draft.
With a late 4th round pick, Dallas finally settled and selected Dak Prescott out of Mississippi State. Prescott had been an excellent college quarterback, but NFL scouts thought that was his ceiling. Dak played in a spread offense at Mississippi State, and experts feared he lacked the skills to adjust to a pro-style offense. Look at how they flamed this man. Trash footwork, jumpy in the pocket, scared to throw deep. Scouts thought he essentially needed to rework his whole game. And that's just naming a few. Luckily, Dak wasn't expected to start anytime soon, and honestly, Dallas didn't even want him to be the backup. Although it came to a point where they had no other option. Romo suffered a severe back injury during the preseason, and despite team officials hoping the rookie wouldn't have to see the field, Dak was named the starter for the 2016 season. Cowboys fans could only hold their breath, hoping his impressive production from preseason carried over and that he would lean on the big boys up front. It's the hope that kills you as a fan, but luckily for Dallas, Dak exceeded expectations almost immediately. After a tough opening loss, the Cowboys ran off 7 straight wins. Throughout the stretch, experts praised Dak for the exact things they slighted him for when he was drafted. It also helped that he could rely on his fellow rookie in the backfield, with Zeke running through defenders on a weekly basis. The two dynamic rookies fed off each other, terrorizing opponents, which they made especially clear after a dramatic come-from-behind win against a tough Steelers opponent. Dak and Zeke put up video game numbers, but their ability to close out the game in a hostile environment on the road proved they weren't afraid of the bright lights. They also felt pretty comfortable playing at home. Despite a tight Week 1 loss, Dallas wrecked shit under their own roof. A star quarterback can change the fortune of a franchise for years. It happened in Green Bay with Rodgers, and after failing multiple times to get the guy they actually wanted, Dallas literally tripped and fell into a pot of gold, landing Dak. The Cowboys mirrored their successful 2007 season, but behind Dak's stellar play, media members believed the franchise would finally purge its playoff past. Except, their potent offense came out flat. Apart from their opening drive, the Cowboys' offense looked lifeless, causing the commentators to question if Dak was capable of bringing his team back.
Yeah, but you wonder as they go into the second half, there's no question that Romo gives them an opportunity for more big plays.
Granted, that interception Dak threw to start the third technically was a big play, but before Dallas fans let the disappointment of yet another playoff failure wash over them, Rodgers followed up Dak's turnover with an interception of his own. With little time remaining in the third quarter, Dallas needed to score fast. And as they proved earlier in the season, Dak and Zeke were built for these moments. After driving the ball downfield, Dallas faced a tough yardage situation where Dak delivered a strike for a first down before finding the end zone on the next play, cutting Green Bay's lead to 8. Following a quick stop by the defense, the Cowboys went back to work, with Zeke leading the charge into Green Bay territory, where Dallas found the end zone for the second time in less than 8 minutes when Dak linked with Dez for a 7-yard TD. The Cowboys went for 2 and called Dak's number, drawing up a design QB keeper that he punched in to tie the game. With their backs against the ropes, the Cowboys' electric offense had finally woken up, but their job wasn't finished. Yeah, you're seeing that scoreboard correctly. We're all tied up again with a completely different score. 4 minutes of game time seems like nothing, but you can never put anything past these teams. After the 2-point conversion from Dallas, Green Bay slowly drove the field before Rodgers tossed an ill-advised interception that ultimately got called back because of pass interference. That crucial turnover could have given Dallas the ball with an opportunity to milk the clock and take the lead. Instead, it helped set up a 56-yard field goal that kicker Mason Crosby barely squeezed in, giving Green Bay the lead.
Good!
With one timeout and little time to play, Dak didn't flinch and cooked up another miracle drive, putting Dallas in field goal range. Although they could have potentially taken a shot for the end zone. After an 11-yard gain put them at Green Bay's 40, Dallas spiked the ball and sacrificed a down, which they maybe would have wanted back to set up an easier field goal, go for a TD, or even burn a little more clock. Anyways, that's not their concern now. As Dan Bailey lined up for the kick, the Cowboys could only hope Bailey would have enough leg to potentially drill an unbelievable second 50-plus yarder in the last 100 seconds to tie the game. And
knocks it through, tied at 31.
Cowboys fans rode the emotional roller coaster of watching their team get packed up early, fight back, then go down late before tying it up again. It's heart attack-inducing material, but if Dallas can hang on for 35 more seconds, this game will head to overtime. And after Rodgers took a massive sack, followed by an incompletion bringing up a third down and forever with little time remaining, that's certainly where this game appeared to be headed. Lined up in the shotgun formation, Green Bay faced a make-or-break play. Rodgers got the ball, spun to his left, keeping his eyes downfield, before tossing a dot down the Cowboys sideline, where Jared Cook came up with a toe-dragging snag. From the reaction of the Dallas sideline, the pass appeared incomplete until the referee ran down and signaled otherwise. After reviewing the play, Cook somehow contorted his body perfectly to get 2 feet in bounds for a staggering 36-yard snag. The call didn't match the controversial Dez catch, but with 3 seconds left in Green Bay in field goal range, another jaw-dropping grab could influence a trip to the conference championship just 2 years apart. Which brings us here. Just like that, Dallas watched their hopes of making their first conference championship in 2 decades take a severe hit. But if Green Bay misses here, Dak will have a shot in overtime to exorcise the playoff demons that's hunted Dallas for years. If the Packers knock it in, they will spoil the Cowboys' epic comeback and continue their role as the team that simply refuses to go away. It all comes down to this 51-yard kick. Welcome to a moment in history.
1-yard try to win it, but a timeout is taken before the kick.
Okay, maybe that's what head coach Jason Garrett saved the timeout for. Freezing the kicker is a last-ditch effort with no real track record of success, but you never know what can happen. Now with nothing to drag out this kick, welcome to a moment in history.
This to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good! The Packers are moving on!
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. The Cowboys have really had some shit luck in the postseason, so if you enjoy their pain, check out this video. Or if you want to see Green Bay fail in epic fashion, we also got you covered. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're going to keep on dropping more heat. I'm out of here.